Now, a lot of people, they like to put the control unit on display on the dash, but Mike and I are agreed we want a more humble, subtle car. So I'm actually going to hide it in the glove box. And I probably want to mount it there. See, it's really cool. It's now within reach of the driver. Even the passenger can have a play. I think it's fair to say I've made my position pretty clear. I just don't like these. And don't get me wrong, I like the gauges. I like the fact it's a boost gauge. I just don't like the fact it's fitted there onto a panel. It looks like an afterthought. And when you think about early classic cars, you think about how simple they were. They gave the driver limited information. Just the essentials like speed, oil pressure, water temperature. And as the industry's evolved, modern cars seem to give the driver tons of information like the tyre pressure, the temperature of the air outside, even what to have for breakfast. There's a kind of charm and simplicity that seems to be lost. But I'm not going to lose this. I'm just not going to fit it right there. See, this is a Mazda Speed. It's the only MX-5 that's fitted with a turbo. We have to have a boost gauge. Now, Mike's come up with an idea of placing the gauge inside this vent here, which, in fairness, seems like a bit of a compromise, but it's a compromise I'm willing to make. Bank card, behind the side here. There we go. That was quite easy. And that comes out, so take this off, like so. Okay, got it. This isn't a case of fitting a round peg into a square hole, because it just so happens, if I reassemble that with the little bezel, the gauge actually fits perfectly in it. But I'm not going to fit that just yet because I need to do some plumbing. The A-pillar trim is fairly easy to remove, but I do need to be careful when unhooking it from underneath the windscreen trim. For my next trick, I need to get the wiring run through that vent. I stick a bit of welding wire through the hole until it appears under the dash. I then pull out the boost gauge wires and use a bit of electrical tape to attach them to the welding wire. I can then drag it all back through the vent. Success. Now, this little white capillary pipe here, this takes a feed from the inlet manifold. It's a direct feed as well. Whatever pressure is in the inlet or in the turbo exists within this pipe. So when I rejoin it to my fittings on the gauge, it gives an accurate reading. Look at that. Like it's meant to be there. And if I just check... Woo! See, that's the difference. It actually looks like it was supposed to be there. Yeah, we've sacrificed a vent. We've got a boost gauge in a turbo car. And to Mike, that's valuable.